Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you've been paying attention to the NFL lately, you know that the landscape is constantly shifting, especially in the AFC North. But what's catching everyone's eye right now is that there are rumors, strong rumors, that the San Francisco 49ers might be considering a blockbuster trade that could send shockwaves through the league, and more specifically, right into the heart of our division, the Baltimore Ravens. And trust me, this isn't just any rumor. It's a story that could redefine the upcoming NFL season and the Ravens' chances at a deep playoff run. So what's going on? Well, the 49ers, who are currently sitting at a 4-3 record, are reportedly exploring the possibility of trading one of their most valuable assets, Nick Bosa. Yes, Nick Bosa, the all-pro edge rusher, a top 10 NFL player for 2025 and just 27 years old. This guy has been a nightmare for offensive lines across the league, with a career total of 98, 5 sacks, 212 QB hits, and a PFF grade of an incredible 92. One which puts him at the very top among edge defenders. Bosa is a game changer, a player who can instantly elevate any defense he joins. According to sources close to the situation, the 49ers are considering trading Bosa in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Why? Well, there are a few reasons. First, the 49ers are trying to free up cap space. They're looking at an $18 million relief in the salary cap, which is a huge boost for their financial flexibility. Interestingly, this move could also help them gain an additional $7 million in 2026 due to insurance after Bosa's ACL injury earlier this season, which, as many of you know, kept him out for the rest of 2023 after a clean tear MRI. That injury, while significant, doesn't seem to diminish his explosiveness when healthy. The 49ers are clearly prioritizing youth and rebuilding their offensive line. That's what's driving this potential move. They want to focus on protecting their future, especially after their recent struggles in establishing a consistent rushing attack and protecting their quarterback. They've got a talented roster, but the cap space and the draft pick give them flexibility to build for the long term. But make no mistake, the loss of Bosa would be a huge blow to their defense, which has been a cornerstone of their success over the past few seasons. Now, why would the Ravens be involved in this? Well, Baltimore's pass rush has been a mixed bag this season. We've seen flashes of brilliance from players like Odafe Oweh and Justin Madubuike, especially Madubuike, who already has 6 sacks this season and has been a consistent force in the middle of that defensive line. But losing a player of Bosa's caliber, a guy who can dominate games with his explosiveness and relentless pursuit of the quarterback, would be a massive upgrade for Baltimore's defense. And let's be honest, it's no secret that the Ravens have been trying to find that game-changing pass rusher to complement their existing front 7. Think about it, Bosa's presence on the edge would instantly turn up the pressure on opposing quarterbacks. His ability to generate sacks, pressures, and disrupt offensive rhythm is unmatched when he's healthy. And even with his ACL injury, his performance before the injury was nothing short of spectacular. In 2025, before going down in Week 3, Bosa had recorded 2 sacks, 15 tackles including 4 tackles for loss and 8 pressures. His win rate was in the top 5 among all edges in the league, with a hurry rate of 16% and a PFF grade of 88. 4. That's elite production. And let's talk about how he would fit perfectly into the Ravens' defensive scheme. Baltimore's defense has historically been built on relentless pressure and physicality. Bosa's ability to double-team him, something he faced 78% of the time in San Francisco, would be challenged by the Ravens' scheme, which emphasizes creative blitzes and aggressive play calling. When you add him to a line that already includes Odafe Oweh and Justin Madubuike, you're talking about a front 7 that could become one of the most fearsome in the league. Furthermore, Bosa's addition would have a significant impact not just on the pass rush, but also on the run defense. His ability to collapse the pocket and set the edge would make it tougher for opponents to run the ball effectively, especially in crucial moments. This is critical when facing division rivals like the Cincinnati Bengals and Cleveland Browns, who rely heavily on their rushing attacks. The Browns, for example, currently give up about 4.9 yards per carry, which is among the worst in the league, and the addition of Bosa would put pressure on their offensive line to contain him. Now, let's not forget the strategic implications here. The Ravens are currently 2-5, which is not where they want to be, and their pass rush has been a concern, especially with the injury to Van Noy, who's been a solid presence but now is battling injuries himself. Bringing in Bosa would not only boost their defense, but also send a message that the Ravens are serious about contending now. It's a move that could shift the momentum in their favor and give them a real shot at making a deep playoff run. And if you're wondering about the financial side, the Ravens would need to make some cap room, but it's feasible. With the 49ers looking to reduce their cap hit by $7 million in 2026, and considering the draft pick involved, Baltimore could structure a deal that makes sense for both sides. It's a win-win. The Ravens get a proven star, and the 49ers get cap relief and a valuable future asset. Now, looking at the broader picture, adding Bosa would impact the AFC North's power dynamics significantly. The Bengals and Browns are already tough opponents, but with Bosa on the Ravens' side, their pass rush would become a nightmare for division quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson. It's not just about sacks. It's about the pressure, the disruption, and the psychological edge that a player like Bosa brings to the field. He's a game winner, a player who can change the course of a game single-handedly, and that's exactly what Baltimore needs if they want to make a serious run at the Super Bowl this year. And speaking of the postseason, the odds have shifted somewhat in recent weeks. While historically, Baltimore has been considered a long shot with +10, 0 odds to win the Super Bowl, a move like acquiring Bosa could tighten those odds considerably, perhaps down to +3, 800, or even better if the defense starts clicking at the right time. Bosa's presence could be the X factor in playoff games, especially in the snow or cold weather, where his explosive power and relentless motor become even more valuable. Looking ahead, this potential trade also ties into Baltimore's long-term plans. The team has already been building around Lamar Jackson, who continues to be one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league, capable of making plays with both his arm and legs. But to truly maximize Jackson's talents and push for a Super Bowl, the Ravens need a defense that can dominate in all phases. Adding a player like Bosa would send a clear message to the league. Baltimore is all in, committed to winning now, and willing to make bold moves to get there. Of course, all of this is speculative at this point. No official trade has been announced, and the deadline is still a few weeks away, April 4th to be exact. But the fact that these rumors are circulating, and that the 49ers are open to the idea of moving Bosa, makes this a story to watch closely. It's a bold move, no doubt, but in the NFL, sometimes the boldest moves are what separate champions from the rest. So Ravens fans, imagine this scenario. Bosa in purple and black, terrorizing quarterbacks, creating chaos in the backfield, and elevating this defense to new heights. It's a tantalizing thought, right? The kind of move that could define this team's season and possibly propel them toward a Super Bowl appearance. And with Lamar Jackson leading the charge on offense, complemented by a revamped defense that includes Bosa, Baltimore could be looking at a very different postseason picture. Now, I know many of you are probably excited, maybe a little anxious about what this means for the team's future and the division. But one thing, as for sure, the Ravens are not standing still. They're always looking for ways to improve, to add talent, and to stay competitive at the highest level. And if the reports turn out to be true, this could be one of the most significant additions in recent franchise history. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe the rumors are true? Would you be excited to see Bosa in purple wreaking havoc in the AFC? Or do you think the team should focus on other areas, maybe draft picks or developing their current roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Baltimore Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see how this story unfolds. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Ravens.